Hi, my name is Kate McMahon, and thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited to welcome back Norma Weinberg. Norma is not only an author and an herbalist, but she's also a partner and very proud to be a mother and grandmother. She's also the author of a book titled Natural Hand Care in the Age of COVID-19. Along with Norma, her publisher, Story Publishing, has agreed to make this book available free of charge as an ebook to help us all find natural ways to take care of our hands during the pandemic. So, welcome, Norma. Great to see you again.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. I'm enjoying it a lot. And you're
Oh,
great. You're wonderful to talk to.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So are you. You're just a wealth of knowledge. And today, what we really want to concentrate on is something really fun, which is going to be a recipe slash remedy at the end, where we share with our audience ways to take care of our chapped hands. But prior to that, can we talk a little bit about our skin in general and the importance our skin is to our overall health?
Yes, we can. So I've been doing a little more refreshing my memory and looking up newer things about the skin. And we don't think about it, but our skin does so much for us. And the outer, well, there's a little top layer of the skin, and underneath that is our epidermis, which really is our part of our immune system. And if something is irritating your skin or even your body, it's going to show up on your skin, whether or not you have a rash or eczema or itching. Your skin is telling you something is attacking you. And so it is our immune waker upper, or uh, it's a warner of what's going on. And so it's important to take care of our skin. And we did talk about that a little bit last time. And I wanted to talk about hand washing. And I know everybody has been doing tons of hand washing.
That's for
And
sure.
uh, and um, so I've learned some new things just recently that new research has been done. And one is that, now we're dealing with a virus. Yes, the COVID-19 is a virus. And antibacterial soaps do not kill viruses. So what I'm going to tell you is if you have antibacterial soap, you can use it. But you don't need it. You can use regular soap. And I like the kinds of soap that really lather up, because soap and water, any type of soap is going to work to remove the coronavirus, as long, and here's the important thing, that you spend at least 20 seconds washing your hands. But if it lathers, it's really important from the point of view of the virus, because soap and water works better than hand sanitizer, to when you lather up and rub all over your hands before you rinse with water, because soap and water disrupts the sticky bonds that are part of this COVID-19 virus, and the virus will just slide off. And that's really pretty cool to know that soap and water can do that. And so that is your first line of defense. And I would like to suggest, if you can't get to soap and water and you've done all these things about touching lots of places, and you need to wash your hands after almost everything, after going to the bathroom, after sneezing, after making food, after
Yes.
changing a baby's diaper, et cetera, et cetera. So if you cannot get to wash your hands, say after you go food shopping or you've touched door handles or things like that, then you can use hand sanitizer, but use it as a backup, not as your mainstay. So that's the advice right there. I mean, soap dates back, the use of soap dates all the way back to Egyptian times in the Middle East. So soap has been known for a long time.
Wow, that is a super long time. Now, do you have any recommendations of soaps to use or stay away from? Because I know I spend a lot of time in my kitchen preparing food, and it's super easy for me just to grab some of the dishwashing soap. Is that something that works okay?
Nope. I think we did mention it a little last time, but we can mention it again. The thing about the dishwashing liquid is that it really will will just take all the oil out of your hands, and then your hands are going to be more subject to chapping. So I would just go back to saying, find yourself a nice little bar of soap. If it lathers a lot, that's great. I actually we travel a lot, or we did travel a lot. When we were in Thailand, we were in the marketplace, and there was this nice lady selling all kinds of soaps. And I said to her, "What's the one you use on your body?" And so she chuckled a little, and she pulled out these little tiny square, they were like that size, bars of white soap, but they were rice soap. And it was it's the most fabulous. So I even have ordered it. It cost a lot more to order it than to buy it from her, to tell you the truth. But it's so delicious and so sudsy and wonderful to use. And I keep one of those little bars right in the kitchen on its own little soap dish. And do not use, try really hard not to use the dish detergent. And then, of course, the other thing we talked about last time is you've got to protect your hands. This is your largest organ in your body, your skin.
Yeah.
You do have no idea what all of those detergents are doing. So again, I'm going to say use cotton lined household gloves. Then they can be vinyl, or nitrile seems to be the tight nurse kind, but unless you're, and I would stay away from latex, and because I may be sensitive to it. Some people aren't, but if it's cotton lined, the latex isn't going to bother you unless you do that, then it's going to bother you.
Correct.
So anyway, try to protect your hands when you do household chores, when you do the dishes, excuse me, and think of this as the largest organ in my body is my skin.
Yes, I agree. I love it. I love it. So, with all this additional hand washing, we live in New England. It's been a nice sunny winter, but it's still cold. We have our heat on, so it tends to be more dry in our homes and our workplaces. So, can you share a recipe that you have that will make our skin feel more silky and look more beautiful?
Yes, there is a nice little, especially for hands that are getting chapped. And I wanted to take a second, a little more about the chemistry of soap and why soap is so
Okay.
good. Do you have a minute for
Of
that?
course.
All right. So, uh, soap has at least two chemical parts to it. The top part of it, chemically speaking, is called hydrophilic, which means it likes mixing with water. And then the tail part of this chemistry is hydrophobic, which means that it likes mixing with oils and fats. And usually water and fat don't go together very well. You know, if you make a salad dressing and you mix vinegar with oil, you have to shake it up because it keeps separating.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you add soap, they suddenly like to mix, and that also helps to take off this virus part. And we didn't talk very much about the virus. uh, let's see, I have more about the hand sanitizer, so we should talk about that just a teeny bit. Is that the hand sanitizer, so anyway, the soap molecules can um, can affect the fatty layer of this particular virus and break it up and inactivate it. That's why you need to wash your hands for 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
20 seconds to
Very
get
important.
that virus off.
Yeah.
And hand sanitizer doesn't do that. So it does have alcohol in it, so it does affect the virus in some way. But again, it's not doing your skin great deals to be putting alcohol all over it. So, all right, I will go back to the recipe for today. And So this is a special recipe for people who have chapped skin or just dry skin. And it has a couple, I think that you will have the recipe on it, but I'm going to just
We
describe
sure
it.
will.
It just involves a cucumber, some honey, some cornmeal, a spritz of liquid hand soap, some warm water, if you were getting things ready, plastic wrap, and a hand towel. And just to prepare ahead of time, peel the cucumber and seed it, and then put it. We made it in a small little blender thing. And so what you want to do is to try to break it up and not really juice it, but it'll get juicy. And so you mix the cucumber with the honey after the cucumber has been macerated, and then set it aside in a small bowl. And then you take a tablespoon of cornmeal, and you're going to make a paste with the cornmeal. And so you add to that a small spritz of liquid hand soap, mild, not with all kinds of other flavors in it, and some warm water, and just a tiny bit of each. I would just do one squish of hand soap, and maybe at the most a teaspoon, but maybe even a half a teaspoon of warm water. And you want to make a paste. Now, when I made it today, I ended up adding a bit too much. So you don't worry about that. Just add a little more cornmeal till it gets to sort of almost a doughy consistency, or a paste, but doughy. And then the person who's doing this will go over to the sink, because it gets a little messy, and wet their hands, and then take that doughy stuff and wash their hands with the cornmeal mixture. And that really exfoliates, but gently, not heavy. It's not like last time we talked about the lemonade hands.
Yes.
Lemon and sugar, and maybe a little rougher. And people whose hands are chapped sometimes feel like, oh, my hands are a little red after doing that. So if you have chapped hands, I would start with the cornmeal and use that, because it really is fine. And then take the cucumber and the honey, and after you've patted your hands dry, remember, no rubbing, pat, 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 and put that on your hands. Then you need a helper. So, and it's probably fun to have a helper, because then you can turnabout is fair play type of thing.
Yeah.
Helper, take some plastic wrap and wrap your hands in plastic wrap, and then go sit down and have your hands covered with a dish towel or a towel, and sit as long as you can and relax. Some people really don't like to sit very long.
How long do I have to sit like this?
You're supposed to sit and relax and enjoy the
Can I
cucumbers.
turn the TV on? How about listening to music?
We could. You want me to put music on for you? All right. It's going to be just a few minutes, and then we can go on to the next part. Okay?
Sure. I think this needs some tomatoes.
With his
It must have been lunchtime.
with his cucumber. And that's, it's fun, and it's you nurturing each other. And that's what you want to do right now, because it's sort of fun. It's fun. It's like,
Yes.
and then afterwards, my favorite ending is always to take a drop of avocado oil after you have rinsed your hands off from the cucumber and patted dry. Then just take one drop of avocado oil and work it around each of your cuticles and over your hands, one drop for each hand. And believe me, your hands are going to feel so good. And if your hands are really red and raw and chapped, I would say do this every day. And if you don't want to do the cucumber thing every day, you can maybe on the second day just do the cornmeal stuff, and then do the avocado oil afterwards. And you're going to find within a day or two, your hands are going to be feeling great, really good. So it's just another natural way to take care of your hands.
That's great. Now, we can also find this recipe if we go to your website,
Oh, that's true.
herbsdaughter.com, And that's where folks can download the ebook free of charge, which has a bunch of other awesome information, including some additional remedies / recipes.
Yes, especially some for people that have arthritis in their hands, or just calluses on their hands if they are using a walker or cane a lot. There are remedies in there too for taking care of aging hands.
Yeah, that's
Good to
great.
have aging hands, because what's the alternative?
Bingo.
Not
Bingo.
not aging.
I totally agree with you on that one.
So,
So, viewers, if you would like more information, please visit herbsdaughter.com.
I'm going to interrupt you. It's
Oh,
Herb's daughter.
herbs.
No, well, we say herbs, but everywhere else in the world they say herbs. Only in the
Oh,
US. Only in the US do we say herbs. Everyone else calls them herbs.
interesting.
Any kind of English anyway. Otherwise, they have other names for herbs. But so it's Herb's daughter, and I just to mention it again, I am Herb's daughter. My father's name was Herb, and in the Nordic countries, they don't have last names like we do. I think we talked about that.
Mhm.
They go by the father's first name. So if you know someone Anderson or Sanderson, he's the son of Anders or Sanders. And girls would be like, Olga Sven's daughter. Well, I'm Herb's daughter. I am not Icelandic. You have to have blonde hair and blue eyes. But I am Herb's daughter and Helen's daughter. But I just thought that was more fun. And their way of spelling daughter is Dottir. It's a lot easier than Daughdher.
I agree. I agree. More phonetic. But it's herbsdaughter.com.
Right.
I said it the right way that time.
Yes, you did. Sorry. I didn't mean to correct you, but I had to.
Oh,
'cause
that's
Dad
fine.
is listening.
That's fine. Well, it was so great to catch up with you again, and thanks for sharing all of your awesome knowledge with our viewers. We really do appreciate it, and look forward to having you back again sometime soon.
All right. We'll have to talk about that.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us today. Again, my guest is Norma Weinberg, and she is the author of Natural Hand Care in the Age of COVID-19. Visit her website to download an ebook that is actually free. Thank you to Norma and her publisher, Story Publishing. So until next time, keep your hands safe. Thank you.